Welcome back to the Thinc Conversations. Still with us is Titus Mafolo and Dr. Motene. Gentlemen, do you think the economic establishment, people that own this economy, is ready for the dialogue about the economy? Are we ready as a country and prepared to tackle the issues or the basis of economic exclusion or injustices? If yes, how ready are we? If no, why are we not ready? It's one of the two.
I believe that we are.
Okay.
Everybody realizes that the economy is in trouble. The old operators are aging. The average age of a farmer in South Africa is 65. We don't have any succession plan. The numbers of our livestock cattle, we've fallen out of the top 10 of cattle breeders in the continent. We are now number 11 or 12. In Botswana, they used to say there were more cattle than people. Now Botswana is saying they are at half the number of their cattle, and they are putting a plan to increase their cattle by 5 million in the next 5 years. We should be adopting a similar approach. There's 257 municipalities in South Africa, 8 metros. You have 44 districts. We need to have professionals that can form those little funds, Stokvels. National Stokvel Association is there to support. Government agencies are there. We start with our own rent. We put a rent, government puts a rent. And we say, let's all go into doing something in agriculture. There were plans to study agri-parks. Not even a single agri-park exists. So the plans are already there. We just need an army of professionals who will say, let's bring our fund, government matches, private sector matches, and we start implementing. That's what I would say should be our drive from here. And I will drive it with Titus Mafolo and yourself.
And in addition, remember there used to be agricultural colleges in the different provinces, different areas. Those, and I think most of them have actually closed. So I think we actually have to open them up, because there are a lot of people who are still attached to agriculture, to land, but they are not given the necessary tools, the necessary knowledge to engage in that economy. So we need to do that, and it's very urgent, because rather than those people actually migrating to Johannesburg, to Cape Town, to Pretoria, looking for jobs, they could actually create their own jobs in the rural areas. So the rural economy is very, very important, it's very critical.
But when I hear cooperatives, and this is my experience, fair or not fair, but when I hear people talk about cooperatives in rural areas, I don't hear them talking about the cooperacy that you'll find in the Northwest, where you find big things happening. Why is it that the cooperatives we make, we can't take them to the next level so that they go, why that thing cannot, now we are talking about a township economy. Yes, it's a township economy, but what are we going to produce? Is it a magwinya, or are we going to produce machines to do magwinya? You heard what I'm saying?
I'll give you my...
Is it about producing magwinya, or is it about producing machines to do magwinya in the township? So what is this? When you say cooperacy,
let me give you my experience in the cooperative space. In fact, the word cooperative scares a lot of people. We as black people are used to Stokvels. We started off as a cooperative, South Africa cooperative economics movement. But we realized that a lot of people could not relate because, one, a cooperative has to be registered with CIPC. The paperwork and the administration is onerous. It's very difficult, over-legislated. A Stokvel is a savings club. That is why now you have every bank having a savings club. People can just start saving together. Once they have saved money, say, what do we do with it? Whether it is going into business or doing that. So as black people, let's understand that the cooperative is really just a legal entity of a Stokvel. So it starts in a family, it starts in a community, it starts in a church. Every one of us grew up with a Stokvel. So it's a Stokvel that then grows to become a business entity. And that is what a cooperative is, because once it becomes a cooperative, it can then have a sector of people who are doing agriculture, sector of people who are making dresses, sector of people who are making magwenya. So you have that cooperative in all those sectors and many people who are contributing through their Stokvels. So the models are there, and that's why I was mentioning the National Association of Stokvels, because it was given legal authority in 1988. And it's actually a mini bank. Now they have a banking license. They are working with all the banks. And definitely it's something that we can champion through the think tank and the Da Vinci Institute, so that we show it in action. Because I'm involved in quite a few. There's been cooperatives, even in Zadikhomo, that we are learning from other people how they are run. And they are so well funded.
Yeah, but what I want to check, have we not had a lost opportunity to translate organized labor into a funding mechanism for development? If you look at how Solidarity is doing, they are building a university out of their own contribution. They are building student accommodation out of their own contribution, actually gentrifying racially. But they are doing very beautiful things, good things. I can tell you, I have conversations with guys in the Afrika Forum, guys in Solidarity. The things that they do, they've started their own Uber because they are collecting money from the workers. Now we've got 270,000 SATU members. Almost, let me say, the public sector unions in COSATU, they are almost 600,000. We've got Stokvels that are also having, so effectively we've got almost 2 million people that we can collect money from and purpose it. Why in Titus Mafolo are we not getting into that mode as a nation? I mean, you worked with President Mbeki.
No, but perhaps it's not too late. I think I'll challenge you as well, Prof, that to use this platform to call the COSATU, NAFTU, and everyone and say, just on this issue, that you have a lot of membership,
captive audience.
Yeah. Why don't we use this for economic transformation, so that we don't just say blame government for not doing economic transformation when we ourselves are organized in these formations and we don't use these formations for economic transformation. I mean, as he has said, that
you have this story about your dad who collected money to build a school.
I mean, when I grew up, we came to Pretoria when we were young. So my uncle was actually the treasurer of our village, and there was no school at my village. So my uncle used to, he was at ISCO. He used to round up, everyone here in the urban areas, and I don't know how much they were contributing every month. So that uncle of mine, Silas Maepa, used to go, house to house every month and collect money. They then built the school. It's still there. You can check it. Mafolo Primary School is still there. It was built by community contributions. Later, they actually built a high school. So
are we saying the unions can collect money and build teacher training colleges and get government?
They can do that.
They can build other community things which they can own.
Exactly.
You know what killed the spirit of community saving or Stokvels? It was actually formal banking. Because previously, people used to add the envelope, buy a high, and then they meet as a Stokvel, everybody wants 50 rand. So once there was formal banking, where now you earn in a bank, that culture was lost, because you no longer, you see, savings takes an effort now, because you now have to withdraw the money and take it to a Stokvel. And now people also have issues with Stokvels. So it's a culture that we must bring back because we have seen that it works. And I will challenge us to say, let's really take a focused community. Economy is not complicated. It starts on the ground. It's agriculture above, mining below. Everybody is involved in the economy of agriculture because we have to eat. And there's no country that is food secure. South Africa is 60% of the world's arable land. So practically, let's start there and make it a project that we will say in 6 months' time, here are the results. And I believe we will get the support of everybody, including the unions. Because the unions, there's 1.2 million public servants. All the unions have got investment houses that invest on the JSE, through the PIC, through their GEPF. That money was collected from the pensions. Right now, Renale, that thing, the two-pot system. Imagine if you said, okay, as for next year, let's
not go to the two-pot system. Let's talk about community resilience. You know, after the pots and the money is in the pot, they want that people remain with it. Let me ask a last question. This Kilimo
is a Swahili word for farming.
Yeah, we've got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
This Kilimo, how is it modeled? Just quickly, we've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds of it. I must say goodbye.
We brought together professionals who had an interest in agriculture and looked at professionals of the caliber of Titus Mafolo and others who have worked, others are retired, others have their own operations, and said, let's combine efforts, so that I know that Titus Mafolo and money, we first buy amongst each other, and then we can grow our operations as a collective. But importantly, we also contribute our own money to have our own pot, so that when we go to government to say, we have collected 100 rand, can you give us a loan?
Okay, so it's like a normal corporacy, like the big one in the Northwest.
Yeah, so everybody has their operations, and then we coalesce.
Say,
so that
absolutely.
Okay. And that's the model we want to.
That's good, and that brings us to the end of today's conversation with Titus Mafolo and Dr. Zakes Motene in this edition of the Thinc conversation. It is true, I want to repeat, that for this economy to be different, it needs much more than government.
Absolutely.
Community agency, and we've seen with Kalimo, must attract the resources from government and anybody. It would be ideal to hear other perspectives on this issue, particularly when we go into the chambers of the national dialogue. Would like to hear what are South Africans saying about community agency, community resilience. Until next time, I'm Lucky Mathebula, signing off.